Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and we are looking down at Nueve Revergrad, as we always do to start an episode. We have made a slight bit of progress. At least we've got one of the bridges completed. Right before the episode started, I went around and did a bunch of people, or a bunch of construction. Make sure they all have plenty so we have time to talk, and they'll keep building. We're still plugging away over here. You know, I didn't even really look at what we're doing here. Yeah, we're making progress. This guy's on auto search. I'm not really prioritizing this area too much, so it will be good to get it done. I think I'd like to get, that's my bigger priority. The house is over here, which really, this kind of goes hand in hand with that. So getting these all completed while we're doing this, it all seems slow, but we're getting plenty done. How much are we spending on construction? It's only March 13th. What did we do last month? 12 million. So we could definitely potentially ramp that up. It seems like we're still making money. Now, we spent a lot of money on vehicles, so as you generally know, the money has been going up. Now, I got done the electrical stuff. Well, let's just take a look here, just so you guys can see the overall view. This is something I wanted to take care of. We brought some vehicles over here, and I think they're all here now. And then I went and made sure that they were selected to places that they could go get stuff if we start assigning them. So I want to take them off of auto search at this point and take a look at what they have. So they have a crane, one open haul, two open hauls, a dumper, a covered haul, bus, little tiny bus. Yeah, I guess that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and I think I'd like to get them. Well, they're going to need they got at least one concrete mixer. So I think really a second open haul would, and I don't think I have too many of those. You know what though? Maybe I do. What's in here? No, those are covered hauls. I have plenty of extra covered hauls, but we'll deal with either selling them or something. But let's go ahead and purchase an open haul. Open haul, not haul. Where is the... Yeah, KMZ. And then probably another mixer and another bus. So let's go get a regular, bigger red bus that I kind of like. And probably another concrete mixer. Because now we can get a bigger one anyway, right? 11 tons. Oh, wait, isn't it? It might be an American. Yeah, the American one's the bigger one. Okay, so these guys should be able to do work. They don't need power, so we might as well just get them doing something somewhere. So I think, we can work on like that house. What is this? That's more houses. I don't want to do too many houses. Is there anything else? No. I mean, they're going to have people to be able to help bring people to a job. Doesn't connect. Thank you. Doesn't want really that. Didn't work on that one then. Now this should be our, okay. You know what? It looks done, but it actually needs the final stages of the tram line. Yeah, so we'll just get them to work on some roads. You know what? You can work on that. Like I said, everybody else is assigned things, so at least that'll keep them busy doing something. And other than that, we're plugging away. We're getting things built. And yeah, everybody's assigned. I didn't really notice. Now, I took the one train off of delivering gravel down to here. So let's just see. Okay, they should be able to get in here, but we got done the electrical track into this area. In addition, we got done, well, let's see if we got it done. No, not quite. It's still, but they're still plugging away at this. So this is the last thing down here before we really are able to fully go with this. Now, I'm not sure that we even want to fully go with this. However, so there's a few things I've noticed. One is that we are definitely getting all of the crops out of here by using this. Now this guy is what? Grain storage. Okay, so What are you doing? What is this? Okay, so you're going over there. Yeah, that's sort of an issue, but that's fine. I'm glad I didn't end up deleting that guy from his route. So that might mean that we're going to slow our meat down further, depending on, are they both filling up when a truck comes in? Let's see, this should be another truck with crops, I would guess. Yes. Behind the little tractor. Now, does this guy have the right load? Yeah, 5 harvesters. And if we take a look, he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, you want a few fully grown fields, and these could be harvested, right? There's 4 of them that are fully grown. And we should have 4 harvesters at least out there doing their thing. So, yeah, these get a little bit of a backup at times. Let's just see what happens when this guy drops it off. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, he's getting it, so he's going to go on his way, and the train's going to get what it can. And so it seems to be working pretty well. Over here, I think this is what we might be seeing over in the other one, where if there's a train sitting here, this doesn't fill up. It just goes right into the train, and this stays at 0. The weird thing over there is that the farm is holding so much. I'll show you what I mean. We can zip over there real quick. So in other words, look, we have 3 trains waiting. There's no trucks backing up, but why does this hold so much stuff, right? Like, you would expect it to get it out of there quicker. Maybe it's just because we're so long backed up with this. But if we come here and look, you know, each time a train, or not train, but a truck pulls up, we should see stuff going in there. So it's not backing up, it's working fine. In any event, you know, kind of a little conversation in the comments. I do plan on improving this. I think I've said that enough. And one of the things, here's another really, probably the biggest single realization I made while I was sitting over here, sort of half watching these guys do this electrification of that track. We really need to get fabric. I'm planning on building the clothing here and having a train that comes all the way down over here, one way or the other, and drops fabric off to one of these warehouses. So in order to do that, I think we really need to start designing this. This is the only fabric manufacturing that we have being made at this point. It's not what I want to do right this minute. I want to make sure everything else is flowing well, but then I think I will come over here and start leveling out a pretty big area. And we'll talk about what we want to do exactly, but that will also involve eventually upping the amount of clothes. And one of the big problems with that is, how do we get people all the way over to there? Of course, we could build a town a bit closer, but we sort of already have old Revergrad. So I'm wondering if we can't somehow maybe get a train station in some place that's pretty central. We could use either trolleys or whatever else to get people here, but I think what we're really talking about then is a potentially big overhaul of what's going on in old Revergrad. In other words, do we want to make a main train station? You know, we also, you know, this town just grew up organically almost. It's like an old European city versus a well laid out floor plan like, say, New York City might have, where they're all square streets. This was sort of built around an old castle, if you want to look at it that way. But I'm sort of eyeing up this area of, you know, and just thinking, now that we don't have those polluters, we could possibly redo some roads down here and get a few more houses along the border maybe, or, you know, plenty of possibilities. So I think we have a lot of designing work to do down here. But having said all of that, I think what I would like to do, oh, you know what? We really need to get this done. That's going to be a major pain. Here's what I'm saying. That's why I say that. I would like to get the alcohol trains in and out of here, but I don't want to necessarily export. Oh, did I get the signaling right? I did redo our signaling down here, which is something else I wanted to do. Let's let this guy go by. This one has a problem getting in and out. And what I realized is that if he pulls in here, he'll never use this other track because he's going to pull in this way, right, and then go around here. He can't get to this track going in, and then he's generally too long to come back out and go this way. So I think especially after this train leaves, I think I'd like to delete some of this track, but I thought I'd wait until you guys were, well, you know what, we could do it this way. So in other words, let's delete this section of track. Right? And then what I'd like to do is I'm going to put a chain signal right here, and then I'm going to delete. The reason for that is it'll get rid of that extra node, which I'm a little bit in a get it rid of extra nodes thing, and that should clean this up a fair amount. Like we can now get a signal, chain signal there. This can be a two-way chain. Only one train ever goes there. And then this can be one way out of here. And what that does is leave a little bit more room in between here to maybe get a train stuck. So it's not stuck, but stuck in a good way. Now this, I don't think I need so many signals here. As a matter of fact, I know I didn't need that one. Yeah, so everything should good. That guy flowed in and out, so that means at least I did something right. Now, big other thing. We now have waypoints. So this could like be a situation where you actually want a waypoint, especially if we start doing construction. I think, you know, I've been complaining about waypoints forever, and then they give them to me, and then I sit there and go, okay, well, now how do I use it? And I think a lot of the things I've done have been to generally sort of avoid waypoints. But what we could do is, see, this train is basically a supply train, and he could go either this way to come in, or he could go this way. Now, I think the problem that we're going to have is, like, if he is a supply train coming in to drop off here, then we would want him to use the supply loop. The thing you have to ask yourself is, why didn't he use the supply loop anyway? Is it just because of a 50-50 thing? So in other words, he was coming from GW distribution. Yeah, and see, this is the exact kind of, why would he have gotten on this track? Is he oh, because he's a fueled train. That's right, he was the fueled train that we never replaced. Let's try to replace him. Not the only one maybe, but certainly. Yeah, and is there any other, I never did click on this one. Nope, that's the only one. So good, so we can replace him in a moment. Let's just leave him open. So in any event, that explains it. Like, so here's my hesitancy to use the waypoints, in other words, is that you could be very likely to screw up. I guess is the best way to put it. At least I would be very. So in other words, like if I had forced that waypoint on him, he wouldn't have gone the easier way, which is not the way I wanted him to go, and I might not have spent the time, you know, in every case, thinking it through thoroughly and saying, okay, well, why is he going on this other track? Now, there could be another reason that he's going on the other track. Yeah, see, he would have, like the fact that he was going from GW distribution is really actually difficult for him. What are you doing? Okay, you're the whole, okay, I did send bulldozers to get in preparation for the clothing. Sorry about that. But here's another, this is the kind of place I think we could really potentially use these things. Let me just design something here real quick that we'll probably eventually build. I don't know. I'm not too worried about it. Do we want a signal there? No, let's get rid of these signals. Right, and then let's see, can we come off of here? I'm just going to use a regular track to start out. And I want to come off fairly close to there. Nope. Right, and then can I do your parallel, buddy? This is the kind of case where I think really, yes, I don't know if, well, no, we'll be able to get signal around that. Yeah, let's go down. I think they could just run parallel. I don't know if there's any. So cutting through here on your way to someplace else is something that they're doing more than I anticipated. No, come on, please. There we go. There we go. So this would be, yeah, and then can we get you to go the other way? Yep. So again, I'm not totally sure if I'm going to build that right away, but this would be a way to get any train that's just passing through to not get into this signaling mess, right? Like, sure, if they're coming in here, that's great, but if they're just coming around the bend, now we might even, thinking about it, I think I might even go further with that. So let's bring that around further. You know what? I'm not sure that I care that you do cut that corner a bit. Right? We could come and just avoid the entire... Why are you... They must have changed it a bit, because I think in the past it would have followed. Yeah, let's just go a little bit further, a little bit further. Now, would this cause other problems? Absolutely, possibly. But there you go. So, like, you could pull those guys off at a further clip, and I don't even like that. As a matter of fact, I think I'd come in here. Yeah, let's come up maybe like to about here. Let's get rid of these signals. Let's just make this sort of like a mega intersection. All right, so we'll get that as close to that as we think this one will attach. And then we could do and then right, so now any train that's passing through, in the past what would happen is it could possibly go this way, which would, and there is quite a few trains that are cutting through there. Now you could ask yourself, do they cut through and go this way? But then maybe you want to redo this intersection, and it might all be a bit too much, but let's just at least, if we put the signaling in here. Is that a chain signal? I didn't really want a chain signal there. We'll put it in there properly, even though, like I said, I don't think I'm going to build this. I can't see. Yeah, see, this is just... I'm really considering trying to combine these two before they get out to here. This is really not what I intended to do this episode, but like in other words, thank you, game safe. In other words, let's get rid of this signal for a minute. So in other words, the train that would come here, let's see if we can't just, would go that way. The train that would come from here, can I get this? Now, you know what, this might be a better, no, not quite enough. Now the question is, do they need to crisscross? Yes. So let's see, can I just come right off of there? It's probably going to say crossing not allowed. Yeah. See, it doesn't like, it thinks you're crossing in an illegal way. Yeah, you know what, we probably do this. Just in order to get this guy a little bit, no. Oh, there we go. All right, does that make sense? So in other words, any train that was coming out of here that wanted to go this way, oh no, he can't, that's an in. Oh, this isn't right anyhow. This is causing... Oh, that's right. No. This should be in. Oh, no, he can go this way. Yeah, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I spun myself around. Sorry. So we would get rid of this track, and we would get rid of this track. Let me commit to that. And then let's see what we would do. Yeah, I'd really want to get this built. Let's see if we can't get it built, even though, yeah, it's really, again, going to be a pretty big pain. But what that would do, because we got rid of those, it would put less gaps in here, or less need for signaling, even though it's kind of ugly. Yeah, you know what? Why don't we just auto purchase it? I know it's a horrible thing to do. It feels like cheating for me. I want to sell off some of those dollars anyway. And then we'll do the same thing here. And then I need to electrify it, probably because I should have electrified it, but I didn't. And this is going to be very expensive anyhow, so maybe it's... There we go. So now let's click on it again. Yeah. You know, when it comes to straightening out some of these track issues, I hope you guys forgive me. What do you... Okay, let's figure this out. Why are you... Okay. Nope, deleting the wrong one. Yeah, I want to delete. You know what? We're just going to go from there. Yeah, it's just not wanting to. Just not wanting to let me grip that. So let's come back to here and say, and then of course. Okay, let's get rid of a little more of that and hope we can now. No, of course not. No. Okay. It's always more than you expect in life, right? All right, so let's see. Can we... Then I think I'll get rid of... really... All right, so now... All right. How much is that going to cost? So yeah, we'll just purchase that with our dollars. There we go. Okay. So now let's hope we have a little bit less of a hard time deleting this one. I think we will. Right. So there we go. So what I want to do now is this should be, yeah, let's get rid of this chain signal. Move that as close to here as we can. And that's fine. Let him get onto that track. This guy, we should probably have a chain signal here and a clear signal here and another, well, this should be probably a chain signal here, right? Yeah, because we don't really want him going into there until he has a place to go back out. And I don't really anticipate that much traffic, but now this should be a chain signal, you know, pretty much as close as we can get it. And then this could be a regular signal. Right, what that does for us, and it doesn't seem maybe like a lot, but here, you know what, I'm going to plop down a signal here, get rid of that node. And then we would have, yeah, let's get rid of these. Well, this one's probably okay. But I'd put this chain as close to that as I can, and then another one. They don't always have to be as close as you can, but when we're in a little bit of a tight quarters, I'd like to just make sure the longest possible train can get in there. Plus, theoretically, it gets them in and out of there quicker. So now, is building all of this a complete waste at that point? You know, we certainly cut down on the amount of traffic. Now, this should be the way they get in from both directions. Let's just make sure that's signaled as well as it can be. No, not really. See, that this could be closer. Just to make sure a long train doesn't get stuck in there. And you know what, this could be closer. Again, I don't know if it makes much difference, but you never know. This is a really dangerous thing to do here as far as causing jam ups goes. You know, and this could definitely be closer. Yeah, and I think I did that because I didn't want them stopping trains going this way. As it turns out, no, I mean, trains do go that way. So, but what this would do is basically allow them to bypass whatever traffic's here, get back into here, and then just go on the main supply route from in here, which is actually a little bit more common than you might think. There's quite a few trains cutting through here, which is a bit of an issue. So now my only issue is slowing down the work so much just to build this track, right? Because I would have to come over from here and do like well, I guess we could do a crisscross someplace. Yeah, I guess I could crisscross right here so that the only thing they were doing would be that. So let's go ahead and do that. Temporary, non-electrified. Yeah, let's get rid of this signal. And this could be back further. Right, so that just that little section would have to be. No, you don't like that? Not sure if that's going to work. No. Can you go a little further for me? You don't have to be a perfect crisscross. Yeah, let's just purchase that. So see, that's non-electrified. But what that lets me do is just double signal. Yeah, that can stay. What I'm going to do here is actually a little bit different. Game save. See, if I put that double this way, then no trains will come in here as I start to complete the line. It might mean that I have an issue with my thing, but now these guys should be able to get all the way over to here, do the crisscross thing, and get back onto the right track, which I don't think I need any more signaling, even though, yeah, I think that'll be okay. Now, do we still have, are these guys still sitting there? No, of course not. But you know what? We could probably take, well, I'm really off of what I was trying to do today. Yeah, we got 4 mechanisms down here. Yeah, let's assign them. 2 of them, at least a new home. Good. And then when they do get up here, Let's assign them this track, and hopefully they don't cause me a huge heartache. But that will allow us to put a waypoint on here, so when we know that a train is coming from, like, say, the oil, we can say, no, 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 you just use this waypoint over here. Now, can I place, by the way, let's take a look at the new waypoints. Place a waypoint. I have never put one down. All right, if I click on the waypoint, does it? No, I can't click on it. But when we go to a train, what is this guy? That's our prefabs waiting for us patiently. Yeah, let's just see. Can we? Yep, look at that. I can. Yay, waypoint. Oh, you mean we can't name it? No, I can't open it or name it. Okay, well, we don't want that anyway. So, okay, so it's called waypoint, but that's okay. It would be a little bit confusing that it doesn't pick up the name of the area if you have a bunch of them. All right, so let's do our purchase train thing that we've been doing. And for, I don't know, maybe you guys have a better suggestion for a train, but I seem to like this one. And make sure I close that. I don't know if it caused the problem I had, but. And let's make sure this guy gets this guy's route. Yep, he has plenty of prefabs on him. So, yeah, it's the old one, right? Yeah, Diesel Loco. All right, very good. So, now we can close this. Let's see, he's here. Probably, he came from in Portska. Can he get the car? Now, you know what, I'm going to, oh yeah, he can. He can get through. Yeah, let's send him off to car manufacturing because I think that was his next stop anyway. So actually we have to start first. And then we got to say go to that stop. So hopefully he doesn't get a question mark going there. Well, he seems to want to move forward. Good enough. So Camine Rail Construction. Yeah, we have this assigned. You're just going to have to remember to keep an eye on that. Boy, already a half hour, and I haven't done the first thing I wanted to do, which was to go over here before I got completely distracted by two things. And we just, oh wait, did we purchase this? Yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to, oh, you know what? We have a whole rail construction thing that needs to happen here anyway, don't we? But yeah, we really do. All right, you know what? Let's slow down on. Well, yeah, I think we're just going to slow down on the whole vodka thing. And the reason is I need to be able to get in here. And is there any reason? No, they really don't need to come in this way anymore. All right, so let's just see. Are there any trains inbound right now? No. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to flip this signal. So there shouldn't be able to be any trains that get in on this line. So that I should be able to come up to here, at least. And I don't think it matters too much. I think I'll put double chain, and then these can be anything in the middle. Oops. Yeah, this Those can all be chains. I don't think they should all... that's fine. Well, let's just see what happens. So my crisscross was over here, so this means they would have to be able to get... Sorry, I'm thinking maybe that wasn't the right way to go. Let me get rid of these two signals. I think I'm going to put a crisscross in here. It's not bad that I did that, but I don't want to spend too much time crossing here. All right, so we'll just make sure they go the whole way. All right, so I've double signaled all of this out to this crisscross. So I'm going to assign building that crisscross. And then once that's built, I can change all that signaling back. And then hopefully in the meantime, they don't run into the gravel trains, which they're almost certain to do. Yeah, the gravel train should be able to come the other way. So where did I put that? And this is just, there we go. This is just a temporary kind of thing. But what we need to do is we need to build this bridge. And that'll take quite a while. And then we need to build this track all the way out to here. So then the question is, now that we have this completely shut off, it's kind of worth doing this. So what I'm thinking we should do is do another crisscross. Let's just do this legit, even though I just sat there purchasing other things. And I don't know if it's legit. I mean, go auto build to your heart's content. It's not. Sorry to infer that somehow it's illegitimate. I guess when you build so much of the map in auto build mode, you know, you start feeling like it's illegit. You know, but you know, at this, I think we're going to purchase. Yeah, both of these with our dollars. Just because it would be awful hard to get them going on the right way. All right, so let's do chain in. Switch these both to chains. Go with a regular one back out. And then, yeah, that should be one way. Probably could even, this will actually speed it up more than you might think. And then we'll have, hopefully this guy will be able to get in and out of there. What do we got going on here? Now this guy, okay, no problems. Might as well move this guy over to this one. It's not like they're doing anything anyway. Oh no, you know what the problem is? Well, no, I just have to be careful. There we go. So the problem is that when you start getting 4 of them going, well, no, they should be going. Oh, wait, you know what? They can't get over here. Can they? Not. No, you know what? You know what we want to do? This is kind of crazy. Just call me a wild and crazy guy. You can't go back, can you? Okay, you're going to take like the longest road ever possible. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't catch him a little tiny bit sooner there. Even if I had paused it, I think I might have been able to catch him. So let me go and give this guy, let's just see what happens here. It's liable to have a bit of a fiasco, but what I want them to do in particular is work on this and that. I'm not sure how well that will go, but we're going to close our eyes and hope for the best. Oh, look, we got corn. Yeah, this is all going to back up. And what I want to do is let's take all of these trucks. And where is my closest depot? New farm loc. Depot. That's not a depot. Over here. Yeah, let's do 2 at a time, because that would be even slightly smarter, wouldn't it? There we go. All right. And then what I'll do eventually, probably off camera, is just, I don't know, we'll deal with the corn thing. Probably just take it over to here, I guess, would make sense, right? How is our corn train doing for our clothing? Clothing corn is actually should be a pretty high priority. No, he's on his way over, so that's good. Oh, look at that. Do we have corn in here? Oh, look, we do. But okay. So it is slowly coming over here. It's just every time we have a train there, it's just making it look bad. And why it's not emptying all of this out, who knows, but it's all flowing and it's maybe not perfect, but it's good enough. Or maybe not what I expect it to be, and that just because I expect it doesn't mean it's not working perfectly as intended. Yeah, why are you... Oh, you're going to do the loop around. Are you sending the other train out? No, you guys are both going on that rail. Oh, no. Why are you going on... Well, I don't know. I'm just going to close my eyes and hope for the best there. Okay, let me take a few minutes to gather my thoughts and take a tiny bit of a break, and I will be right back when I've figured out how we're going to end this episode, because I've distracted myself so thoroughly. I want to get back on the straight and narrow. See you guys in a minute. Okay, we're back again. So these guys have started building this, though they're not being overly efficient about it. They did build the crisscross, and I seem to have lost a train. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it's this one. No, he's going out there to work, but I don't remember selling it. Remember we had 4 trains in here? You can go back and rewind, and I tried to send them back here. I don't know what ended up happening. I don't know how I ended up with him in some different place. Maybe he's heading over to the other. Like, where is he going now? He's going all the way down there to turn around and come back. Okay. So the other one is just sort of orphaned. I don't know. I mean, what are you doing? No, you're just one of the ones down here. So I don't know what I did. Well, I mean, I kind of know what I did, but, you know, I don't really know where that train, you know, again, these are the ones here that are working on this, which is fine. It's, you know, they're going to be working on it. Oh, wonderful. But where that other train, is this it? Heading, okay, yeah, you know what? I think it's because I canceled his thing. So they are assigned, so they should try to go back out whenever they get a chance. And, yeah, okay. One thing I did between the episodes, just to give you guys some sense of the timing, was I went around and re-upped some of the students. Probably not as well as I should have. But I think we're doing pretty well with these other students. And, oh, we've got quite a few teachers in that. Quite a few students. See, now that we're getting here and that we've kind of got a full complement of everybody, now is when I'm definitely willing to say, yeah, look, I think we do have an awful lot of students over here. We never did build this school, just sort of to show that we could get caught up. And I don't know that we really have a problem at this point, but we're really close to the borderline, right? There should be plenty of educated, plenty of, university educated people here. to fill the roles as teachers, and we're just keeping up. I mean, we don't have a comfort factor, right? If any little thing goes wrong. Now, we don't have any real construction office over here. Well, maybe we'll try to remember to build that from here. Well, you know what? We could probably, they're not really doing anything. I don't really want to move them far, but as long as they don't take all my bulldozers out of there, I'm kind of okay with them just working on this. Oh no, they don't even really have my bulldozers. Never mind. That'll be a very inefficient way to do that, but I'm just going to want them back down here in a little bit anyway. So let's just see what's going on. So we have a fair amount of stuff here that got moved in that I did earlier in the episode. Let's go ahead and take a look at our wire frame. So one of the tougher things to do when you're deciding to level a whole bunch of stuff, and again, it doesn't need to be level. I just want to flatten it, right? I don't care about level so much, but at the same time, you don't want it to be too far gone. So I sort of built a road. Like, I know I can get a regular paved road up here in the green. So let's just do that maybe as our new, quote, level line. And I would come across here again. And now this isn't necessarily going to be the perfect way of doing this, but if you look, that'll bring that down a little bit. I mean, the leveling's so powerful at this point that it's really not a problem. One of the biggest problems is I'm up against this border. So, we could kind of just come along here and slowly and carefully level out a pretty good area. Now, see, we're going to have this kind of problem where we need to get it to turn to like that, and then we can come right here. And so when you're doing it on like the slope both ways, in a sense, it's tough. You're not going to get it perfect. But what I'm going to do, and I need to do it between the episodes because I don't really have that much time with the remainder of today. But what I'll do, and here's what I'm planning. We'll see if we can't at least kind of describe it to you guys before we end the episode. And I know that might even mean it's a little bit of a short episode, but I'm not sure what else to do. What I'm picturing is that we would have fabric being made. Now fabric, let's come down here to fabric because we can see that's clothing. I might as well leave that open too. So clothing is going to need fabric, and that's it. So that should be pretty easy. Now the Revergrad distribution, or the distribution factory, the fabric factory here is going to need crops, chemicals, and more or less, of course, power. So in order to get the crops in, they can come in on this. And then the chemicals would be part of the regular supply. So what I'm thinking of is that we really kind of want to talk about designing one of our other, we have this supply thing, which is fine. I don't think we need to move that in particular. But I would like to talk about getting a regular supply depot in here where we could drop off some chemicals, and in addition to like the other normal foodstuffs, right? Like, in other words, there's no reason to mess with this. What it's really telling me is that this is just completely in the way. Because the other thing I'm thinking of, and I was just sort of looking at it, let me get rid of this wireframe just because it is so awful ugly, is that I think what we're going to do is we're going to put like a regular train platform somewhere in over here, right? We may even move our firehouse. We're going to move whatever it takes. I don't think we should get any further. If it comes to redoing this as far as their supplies goes in the town, I think that just getting the train station on this edge of town, we can get another like tram stop. Why don't we try to use the trams, right? Even though I'm not sure how much better than the buses they'll be until I actually get to play with them. But I'm thinking like right in here we would put a train station so that we would have a train track. Let me just put this in here so we can see it. That would more or less want to come this way, right? It might turn further in here. So what I'm actually thinking of is that we would put our distribution like maybe right here, right? So that whatever we came off of here, we could get into that distribution off of this. I'm just going to do this for demonstration purposes in a sense. Right, so the train would come in, it would come into the distribution, and then it could go back out however it went back out. Like over to here, right? Now the problem with that is that if we did that, nah, I really don't like that. So I'm going to have to give this a little bit more thought, obviously. Let's close some stuff. But you can see how this whole area is tied together. And I want to make, like I have before, a separate passenger line. This thing's kind of right in the way. So the other thing to do is maybe we build the passenger, again, the station would be over here, right? So there's no reason that passenger line, instead of coming this way, couldn't go like around this distribution the other way. So we'd build a bridge. We'd build a bridge over here. So this train station could sit here. The track would turn and come up. And then it would come, like across this way. And then go off into... Oops, I missed. Turn red for me, please. So this would be a passenger line, and then maybe what we could do then would be, see, this wouldn't be here. So, and then I don't know that we even really need this line at that point either, because though it wouldn't be bad to have, I think what I would do is if I did bring that in, I'd bring it in on the other side of these tracks so that we could get the trains in and out of here tighter. So like, in other words, this would be a bridge. So no, don't do that. Like the train tracks somehow could come into the supply one way or the other. And I don't know that we even need a double line. So they would go into the warehouses and whatnot, which would be like a train station. Oops, I had the right thing and then I closed it. All right, something like this. Oops. Really mean to level that much, but that's okay. All right, so that would be our supply depot. We'd have a train stop here to pull people over to our clothing thing. This could be done with a bridge. We'd clean up this whole mess, and then we'd have to figure out, which I don't think would be too hard. We could maybe come around the long way. We've already got this track that can come in this way. So I really don't see us going to Importska too much. I don't know. And even if we did, we could probably just have them drop the stuff off and drive it over there or something. But again, I think we could get over to Importska as long as we didn't, as long as we planned it out. We would have this, I don't know, do we really need this loop right there? I mean, it has proved useful at times, but does that make a lot of sense? Let me know what you guys think about that. And then the other part, oops, what are we going in here? We're just... Yeah, it's just a problem. It's just a construction to be. The other thing that I think I would do is see what I would do about getting in all the fields over here. I don't care about getting close to Moscow, but we're getting awful into a lot of hills. So I think one of the other things I might do between the episodes is flatten out some more of this land and figure out where this farm's fields would be. Because I think we have... I don't want to really jam this up completely. I guess we do have the possibility of exporting there. But again, being a NATO port, I'd rather have the vast majority of our exports going to... and just work with rubles at that point. So, but we'll probably leave this a little clear, and then we'll get in here. And I don't think it's unreasonable to get those all in before we get too far. Well, we can't really get into the mountains anyway, right? Because wherever the stone is, you really can't place a farm field. So we'll probably end up with quite a few down here, and then up into this area. I don't know if I have to move that power line, but does that make sense? So that'll be the other thing that we do. And yeah, there we go. So let's go take a real quick look around, make sure we didn't cause any massive traffic jams. How is our fuel doing these days? I see that guy sitting there. Well, bitumen's kind of low, but we got good bitumen there. We got great fuel. Yeah, so what is going on? Bitumen, fuel. So are you having a problem, or you just can't keep up with exporting all the fuel? Yeah, you don't really have the best of routes, do you? Because I have them going up there. You know what? I think I may switch this around. Yeah, Przink North. Yeah, this is really kind of because he can't come in. The problem is we can't come in from this way. So like it's like the normal thing might be to go to car manufacturing and then come into here. Yeah, so I see why I'm doing that. So we'll keep an eye on why we're not exporting more fuel. It could have been because I caused a bit of a traffic jam. So I've learned in this game not to get too excited every time you see something wrong, but keep it in the back of your mind. Now, another thing to talk about real briefly is I was concerned because we weren't getting... It seemed like we weren't getting... I reloaded this house up with a lot of professors because it seemed like we weren't getting enough in here. See all the students waiting for professors, but now we got a lot more than we did before. So I'm wondering if they're not, because of the way we're distributing people and all that kind of stuff, we might be spreading them out a little bit too thin for one university. I mean, we have educated people, we just weren't getting enough of them to here. Now, I know I could go around the map and gather up and refill these houses. I did a little bit. And speaking of which, let's just take a quick look. Yeah, 192, or 943, sorry, plus 21. So and they're not going to be good for the education. It just gives us an idea how backed up we are. Good. Look, we're making progress here. Do we need to assign some construction? Yes, we do. It's been hard to assign enough construction to this guy. Yeah, he's just going to have to do some roads. So there we go. So I'll do some more of that in between the episodes. How are we making out over here? We are doing stuff and things. Do you have an error? No power supply. Not a big deal. I don't really see a lot of action happening over here. But that's kind of okay too. Sort of a secondary priority. Are you... Nah, you've still got a list and a half and no issues or errors. Are you helping a lot of people? That's your job. And do you have a lot of roads assigned, I hope? You have one road assigned. We need... Yeah, see, I really don't understand why you're not finding more road assignments on your own. So you would think he would find those road assignments. Okay, I know that doesn't attach, but this does. Yeah, so we'll keep these guys plugging away as best we can. Oh, we got another bridge we could build. Oh, that's further down. That's all right. He can work on that. And how are we doing? Last but certainly not least. Hey, look, we have our first car manufacturing plant. And we could almost bring stuff into it. And we could almost get it fired up. But I think I want to work on this a little bit more. And I guess we could just purchase the fabric. I'm certainly not going to fire it up this episode. But I'll go around, like I said, just keep working on everything. This should be more of a road paving crew than anything else. Make sure he's doing as much of that kind of thing as he can. Footpaths. Yeah, so we still have to get that trains done. Yeah, that's sort of a paving project. Yeah, you got those done. Right, so there we go. So how are we doing with the trains? Well, we're working. It's not a blazing saddles, but we are working on it. Yeah, so this will come together, hopefully more quickly than slowly. And we're definitely making progress. We need to ramp up the number of people anyway, but there we go. We have a car manufacturing facility built. So I'm going to call it an episode here. And like I said, this is in some ways not the biggest priority. It sort of depends on my real life thing, but I won't design much of any of it other than maybe just enough to kind of get an idea that I've got a level enough, big enough space for what we want to do, which I think I started to say and then failed. I'm thinking that we should have at least 4 fabric factories, if not 8. So I'm thinking of 8 fabric factories, which is going to be way overkill. So I think we'll start with 4. We'll see how that does with making us enough clothing, but also more importantly, making sure that we can get that fabric up to our cars manufacturing from down here. And that's going to have an impact, and we're going to need many more crops, I have a feeling. But that's okay too. All in due time. All in due time. Okay, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.